Hi there, third grade. Mr. Crape here talking to you about recorder karate. You received your recorder today or recently in music class, and you received this packet. Make sure your name's on there so in case you lose it, I can get it back to you. And then we have a couple tips that it talks about here, so I'll walk through those quickly. First, you've got your recorder, and it walks through which hand plays which part. Your left hand, which for you guys is going to be that way, is on top. And your right hand, of course, for you guys is that way, goes on the bottom. I'm backwards to you because I'm flipped, but your left hand goes on top and covers these first three holes, and your right hand covers holes 4, 5, 6, and 7. Of course, 6 and 7 are double holes, and those fingers cover both of those little holes. You're going to cover the finger holes with the fleshy part of your finger, so that when you press in those holes, you should notice that you have these little indentations or little marks where you actually touched the holes. If you look at my fingers, you should be able to see that. That's going to fill up that hole, okay? So when you play, that's the sound you should be getting out of your instrument. If it's squeaking, it's probably because one of those fingers isn't covering the hole. Listen to how that sounds. That type of a sound is caused by a leaky part of your finger not quite covering those holes and blocking the air. So practice that. It may take you a little bit, but just practice that. When you blow sort of a warm, light air like this. It's a very light amount of air. Lots of kids blow way too hard, but we've practiced that in class, so I don't think that's going to be hard for you. Of course, the instrument goes just a tiny bit in your mouth, and your arms are away from your sides. Just like that. The other page on the other side talks more about tonguing, and it also talks about how much of the mouthpiece to put in. You can read through that, and that should help you quite a bit. I'm not going to spend more time going through that because you can read that on your own, and it's pretty easy to figure out. So, because this is called recorder karate, what we're going to do is have little pieces of yarn, which we're going to attach to the bottom of our recorder when we pass a certain song. Today, I'm not going to actually teach you the whole song, but I'm going to get you started on the first three notes. So if we look up here, this is the song Hot Cross Buns. Hot Cross Buns uses three notes. The first note is a B, which is shown here on the middle line. Every good boy. This is a B, so any note that's on that line is a B. So we've got one here, got one here, and got one here. There's actually only three in this song. If you look down here, I drew two different kinds of them. I drew a half note B, which is a 2-count note, and a single 1-beat quarter note, which is also a B. Both of those notes have that middle line running straight through them. That's our B. Our second note is what we would call a space note because there's a line below and above, and we know the spaces go F, A, C, E. That's actually an A. So we have a half note A here. Down here we have a quarter note A. There's actually 4 of those. Another half note A and another half note A. Also shown down here, slightly got erased there, but that's the A. The third and final note we're going to work on is the G, which is on the second line. Every good. So there's a G there, and then of course there are 4 here and 1 right here. For our purposes today, we need to know that the half note, or the first note of the song, is worth 2 beats. 1, 2. That means we're going to play it for 2 clicks. If this is the click, this is how it would sound. Did you hear how I clicked the board twice? It's not, it's holds for 2 counts. So that first note's a B, which is fingered, as it shows down here, with 1 finger on the top and the thumb on the back. If you look at your karate packet, it shows this at the bottom. So that one's my B. My A, I simply add a finger because I'm moving down. And my G, I'm going to add a 3rd finger on the front. Of course, my thumb is covering the hole on the back all the time. So each one gets 2 counts. This is called a half rest. I almost forgot that for a second. Half rest. So that's worth 2 beats of nothing, meaning I don't play. It still is going to click. So it's be like this. Watch. B for 2, A for 2, G for 2, shh, shh. B for 2, A for 2, G for 2, shh, shh. I'm going to play it for you. I'll finger it this time as I do that. B for 2, A for 2, G for 2, B for 2, A for 2, G for 2. can also play this last part. B4-2, A4-2, G4-2. Get your instrument out and let's finger it again together. Ready? B, A, G, rest, rest. B, A, G, rest, rest. Did you notice how I'm not blowing? I'm simply practicing getting my fingers at the right place. I'm trying to make it a little bit easier. When I add blowing to it, it's even harder. So my first step is just to be able to get my fingers in those holes. Notice how there's a space between those fingers? You have to start to be able to feel in your brain that those fingertips are actually covering a hole. If you're not feeling that yet, keep moving your fingers until your brain can recognize whether they're on a hole. Because if they're like this, the instrument seems like it's covered correctly, but it's not going to sound right. It'll just squeak. So make sure those fingers are actually plugging or covering holes. Now I'm going to play those notes behind me very slowly. Here's my beat. 1, 2, here I go. Let's do it again. Play with me. Ready? Let's do it again. Does yours sound like mine? If it does, awesome! You're finished with this video and you can go on to the next one below on how to play the rest of Hot Cross Buns. If it sounds like this, I'll show you the problem. It's my thumb. It's completely missing the back hole. Move your thumb. Or maybe your instrument sounds like this. Big leaks. Cover the holes. How about like this? If it does that, it means that that finger's coming up when I'm pressing this one down. Some of my students find it helpful to use the right hand to press each finger down to help lock it in, like this. You may have to press kind of hard at first till your fingers get used to filling the holes. Once they get used to filling the holes, you don't have to press quite so hard and you can play the rest of the song. You may have to rewind lots of this video and do it over and over and over and over for a while until your instrument starts to sound like mine. Don't lose heart. Keep working. Don't be discouraged. You're going to get it. Keep on practicing. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. You can either submit a video below of how you're doing, and I will review it and let you know if you're doing it correctly. You can also take a video on your mom's cell phone or your own or your Chromebook and upload that to Google Drive and share it with Mr. Crape. Or if you don't have those capabilities, use your phone. Call Mr. Crape at 717-359-4146 and leave me a voicemail of you playing your instrument. Just tell me your name before you play it so I'm sure I know which student it was. I'll look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye for now, and thanks for practicing.